Hello, everybody. My guest today is Mark Michael. He is, and we'll kind of build into his bio here in a second, but they've got expertise and dedication really defines him and Daniel Russ. They're the team behind a company called DevHub. Daniel is a gifted software architect, and Mark is a bold entrepreneur, and they both met in high school. They've been working together ever since. DevHub recognized a gap in the CMS market between website builder, enterprise scale, and pounced on the opportunity, launching the company. They received funding from the best VC and angel investors in Seattle, LA, New York City, and the Valley. From their downtown Seattle headquarters, they help big name global and national clients manage hundreds of thousands of digital products and millions of campaign performance dollars at scale. Mark, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, really good voice, Nathan. Really good voice.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I work hard on this voice. It's a lot of training.
I didn't hit not one or anything. I thought that was really legit. Good job. No,
I got more for you. Buckle up. Here we go. Tell us about DevHub. What do you do? What's your business model and how do you make money?
Cool. So basically, it's a platform. You can think about it. Brands and agencies use it to build like a lot of websites. You're not using us to build one. You're using us to build out, let's say, 100, 10,000, 20. And so like one of the use cases we always talk about is like if you're, let's say, a national brand, let's say like a Wells Fargo, you need to build out, let's say, 10,000 financial advisor websites. You're not going to build out each one by one, especially if you have to regionalize them or whatnot. So use a platform like DevHub to execute kind of what we call web experience at scale.
Interesting. So they might create a template and say, put in the city name in the header, now launch 50,000 of them across 50,000 cities.
Right. And then further dial those in once at least that initial part is live.
Interesting. Exactly. Will people also use you to do things like launch 50,000 landing pages catered towards the word they're bidding on in Google AdWords so that when someone clicks?
100%.
Yeah. Is that your main use case?
That's the simplest way people engage with us. And then from there, it kind of scales up, right? So it's like, okay, now that we have, let's say, those landing pages, we want to regionalize them or we want to make them with more unique content or like whatever. And then they blow out into like kind of mini sites and they blow out into, kind of bigger websites in general.
This is like if I'm on a road trip or something and I Google, I'm driving through Austin, Texas, and I Google, Wendy's in Austin, Texas. Wendy's might have used DevHub to launch the site that says, welcome to Austin Wendy's. Here are our store hours, da-da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay. How do they pay you? Is it a SaaS model?
Yeah, it's a SaaS model. So typically, we always say we can't just drop off tech because if there's not like a strategy behind scale, there's like nothing we can do with those people. So typically it's a $2K a month license. And then there's typically a per unit cost that applies toward that 2,000. So 2,000 is almost like a minimum.
Okay. Just
so we know that we're all engaging at the same kind of level in terms of getting to scale. And then after that, it's a per unit cost.
What would you say the average kind of customer is paying you per month, including the per unit stuff?
Again, I don't want to scare anyone. Just say 2,000 a month.
Well, I imagine you probably play more in the enterprise space, so I would imagine the price being higher.
We have a bunch of customers that are in the kind of like 50 to 100,000 range a month.
Yep.
But I would say like if you were looking at like for like a good average number, so the average, whether it's a brand agency or media company, is typically doing. I'm waiting for this. I'm looking at our dashboard.
I was going to say. I want to see whatever you're looking at.
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, let me see. This is your dashboard in your office or something.
It's in kind of like the main area. I don't know if you can see.
Where is it?
Right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. Wait, can you walk up to, or can you get closer or no? What does it rotate through? Like customer service stuff, support times?
Yeah, customer, clients that are adding stuff. So, don't forget we're private labeled. So like a lot of people don't know that it's us powering a lot of these kind of brands and agencies. Even down to the source code, most people don't know we exist. So I always say like we're the best kept secret kind of in the agency world.
Yep.
But yeah, so the number I was looking for, kind of like the average kind of number that I was looking for.
Or maybe an easier one is just like how many customers are you at today?
So again, I would say it's 61 today.
That's very specific. Does it change frequently?
Well, I'm looking at the board, so it's like a real-time number. There's a bunch of deals right now kind of pending. And again, don't forget, we're talking about 61. I want to I'm going to show you something, Nathan, really quick. Some of our customers, can you blur it out? Just so you have a reference?
Yeah, we can blur it out. Yeah.
Okay. That's a promise.
Yeah, we can blur whatever you want out. We'll just mess with the video.
Okay, blur this part out. So these are some of our customers today.
Got it. But you can't share any of those publicly. You can't read any of those?
No.
Okay. Okay, well, that's helpful for me. Right. My audience is going to kill me, though, for not... Is there a client you can talk about?
I mean... No, it's been like the biggest... That's been the hardest thing for growing, right? Because it's like, I want to brag.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, from this office, we're doing all this shit for those huge brands. 7 countries, 6 languages. A lot of brands you would recognize, right? Like a lot of people... the audience would recognize, but again, it's like so strict.
Yeah, I get it. What have you, I mean, so I want to get back into your backstory here in a second after I get a few more metrics here. So, I mean, have you guys, what are you at now in terms of like monthly recurring revenue? Have you broken 500 grand?
No, but probably next year that will definitely happen.
What are you at right now?
Just definitely in the 6 figures.
Yeah. Okay. So what you want to say? I mean, if I take 61 people paying a minimum of $2 grand, that puts you at 121 a month.
Yeah, it's a little bit higher than that because there's some that are paying us a lot more.
Yeah. But okay. But generally in that range is fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
And have you bootstrapped this thing or have you raised?
So, I mean, we raised in 2009, but not for what we're doing today. That money was gone in 6 months.
Damn. How much did you raise?
Just over $2 million.
And you just paid it all to yourself, right? It disappeared?
Yeah. No, we did. I mean, we did all the stupid stuff. We like expanded the office. We went from like 3 people to 35 people.
What was your lease? At the most expensive point in your history, what were you paying for rent?
I think like $20,000 a month.
Oh my gosh. And what year did you launch the company?
2007.
Okay. And what did you learn from that? Like you raise money, you expand too quickly. Like looking back, what do you learn?
You learn basically...
Because those people, by the way, are still on your cap table, right? Those investors, they all diluted you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're still on our cap table. We're still tight with everybody. I mean, obviously you learn what not to do. I always kind of say the same thing. I think is like if we didn't know what we were trying to build and what we have today are just like not related, So at the time we were spending the money, we thought that was the best way to kind of spend that money besides like the office expansion and people and stuff like that. So we were like racing toward this goal. The economy was at a bottom. Our investors kept saying, stop, you guys should be cool about it. Like you're lucky you raised money in like that economy. But yeah.
And what are you at now today in terms of team size? Mark, what are you at now?
I mean, if I was, what are we at right now? I mean, if I was meeting you out in public, I would say 93. If you took a tour of the office, there's probably 7 here.
Why does everyone always assume a big team is good?
I don't know. It kills me. I can show you an email today. I mean, huge brand. First thing, the last question they asked today was, let me just read it to you.
Okay.
We get this all the time, and I can even read you my response. Because, again, you saw the list of people who were doing stuff for. We're not talking like, a little bit of scale. We're talking about like some of those customers have 70,000 plus landing pages on the platform. Yep. So I'll read you exactly what they said today.
And put some table stakes on this. What's the contract size if you close it?
I think, it'd be probably about $1 million a year. Lastly, due to blank brand's requirements for updating pages based on promotions, I'm a bit concerned that your company only has 7 team members on the core team, and I want to be confident that you can meet blank brand's requirements to turn around their requests. Please let me know your thoughts around this.
I would say... I would write back, nobody in the history of the world does as much revenue per employee as we do. We love a small team and we're printing money.
Yeah, see, like, again, I'm not that eloquent, I was like, the short answer is absolutely. We're already powering significant brands, agencies, media companies to our tech team and are able to scale resources from a rich pool of talent here in Seattle We will knock blank brand out of the park for a year. We have done this 127 times and counting. See the attached, kind of like that slide I just showed you. That's what we sent to them too, saying we're already doing this for, like that. Your brand you're thinking is big is not as big as we've already done before.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say I'd write back. If you want to pay for a big team, we might not be the right fit for you. That'd be way more expensive.
Yeah. You need to start your own enterprise company, because that's what people want to hear. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they like that stuff.
It's the same reason when I was starting my company in Blacksburg, Virginia, I opened a P.O. box in New York City so I could say my address was New York, right? Like, yeah, shit like that matters, unfortunately. I don't know why. Okay, so 7 team members today. You're kind of marching towards 2 million in ARR. You're well past 1 million in ARR. What about churn? Do people churn or no?
It's about 12%.
Logos or revenue annually?
Revenue.
Like, in other words, if a big customer that makes up 50% of your revenue churns, that's 50% revenue churn, but it might only be 10% logo churn.
The only like, once a client's on our platform with scale, what happens is like the churn is really like false starts, right? Like, again, don't forget. So besides the deals that we're working directly with a brand, a lot of times we're working with an agency. So like, let's say that person who emailed just now, they're like, oh, we have this huge deal, whatever. And then all of a sudden we get going, and then they never are able to get to like whatever scale they thought they would get. They just shut it off. So within the first 3 months, that's when people are really dropping off.
Got it.
They're not dropping off once they get any kind of permanence kind of on the platform, call it 20 plus
landing
sites.
Pages,
they're not, yeah.
Mark, last few questions here before we wrap up with the famous 5. What are you paying to acquire customers?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, our biggest, I don't know if you would call it funnel or channel for acquiring new customers besides referrals, has really been kind of outbound. We use outreach.io, and I mean, we do those email blasts that a lot of people hate. I think we're better at it than anybody else. And those really do work for us. I mean, we know who we're targeting, right? Like, so before we used to target like the CEO or like something crazy, because that's what we should be talking to. But really, we found out last year that it was really the product manager, digital marketing manager, brand manager, that once we targeted them, got them in with, like, let's say, landing pages, and they felt comfortable doing that, everything else they were able to do with our platform after landing pages got us into the bigger organization as a whole.
And what is your, give me a sense of growth rate. So December last year, the same time, what were you doing monthly in revenue?
I mean, candidly, under 100,000, well under 100,000.
Like 60 grand?
Yeah, you can say that, I guess. And then I'm looking at the numbers. I mean,
like, did you double year over year?
Almost double. I'm trying to do the math in my head very quickly. So almost double.
So you were at like 75 grand or something.
Let's put it this way: we went from 48-ish customers to about 61.
Yep, makes good sense, Mark. Yeah. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5 quick answers here. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
The Everything Store.
Number 2, is there a CEO that you're following or studying right now?
No. Should I have somebody?
No, not necessarily. Number 3, what is your favorite online tool?
For, let's say, just for fun, or for what?
For growing the business.
It's outreach.io.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I mean, a lot better now because I started focusing on my health. So,
but like, how many hours?
I guess you would say 7.
Okay. And what's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
Married and a cat, but she's fiercely independent. Marriage is a merger, not an acquisition.
Married, no kids, and how old are you?
35, but I feel 31.
All right, and last question. Take us back 15 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
If you know you're right and you're good looking, just go for it.
You guys, there you have it. If you know you're right and good looking, just go for it. What if you only know one of those?
Right. I mean, they go hand in hand, don't they?
There you guys have it. From Mark, founded DevHub many years ago, before 2000, well, around 2007 even, raised a bunch of capital, blew it, learned lessons the hard way. Now DevHub growing quickly, launching landing pages at scale for big enterprise brands. They have over 61 customers paying about $2,000 per month. On average, they almost doubled year over year between December 2016 and December 2017, now doing about 120 grand in monthly recurring revenue. Retention annually over 90%, growing quickly with a team of 7 up there in New York. Mark, thank you for taking us to the top.
Seattle.
Oh, Seattle. You're Seattle based. Good. I'm glad I said that. Based in Seattle.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, thanks for taking us to the top.